Hey guys, Bates Reed here again, and I am with some very dear friends that we all met several years ago, back when we were doing potlucks and the community of Chi, which I refer to all the time. When just some real magical things happened in many of our lives, and time has gone by. A lot of things have grown and evolved incredibly with so many people. It just makes your heart like wide open and full of love to watch how we can go through experiences where we take control of something, and then we have to realize we've taken control and we have to let it go, and then we have the opportunity to rebuild every time we let go of more of those experiences in our lives. So it's making us stronger, it's making us wise, it's making us more discerning, because discernment is very important in these times, who you hang out with and where you share your energy. Am I right on target with that?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves to you. They are some of the more creative types that change their names sometimes. So instead of me making a fool of myself, I'm just going to turn it over.
We're Dream Collective, and I'm Aries.
I'm Fable.
Ladies.
And we're Dream Collective. Good long time friends of Mr. Bates Reed here before Dream Collective was even a thing. So we're super happy to be here and talk about whatever we got to talk about.
Yeah, well, as you guys know, today I went out, and this weekend I've looked at a couple of pieces of property so that I can come and start spending more time in Chattanooga. So I've decided to keep the new camper I got, which is a 1998 beautiful, awesome rebuilt camper. But it gives me like a full bedroom and a place to stay. And I think these things are important when we're looking at making shifts and downsizing, even how you get in your bed. When I got the small camper, I'm going off on a tangent, but it's important. But, you crawl in there, and then all of a sudden you got 3 dogs or 2 dogs or something, and you can't sleep because it's not quite big enough and you're kind of walled in. So after a few months of not sleeping, I was like, I really need a larger camper that I can walk around the bed and the dogs can jump on or whatever. Hopefully somebody will jump on it one day. And so anyway, finding out how you can live comfortably. And again, what's out there is as we start downsizing in our lives and needing less and less, we just become more and more liberated. We become more free to express ourselves and do what we really love and make a wonderful, abundant living doing it. So don't let people say, oh, he doesn't work or she doesn't work or whatever. What they don't see is what you do. They can't see it. They can't understand that necessarily all the time. So we just keep doing what we're doing. We know we're working, and we know we're working hard. And we know what we're doing is something that is hard to understand if you're not doing it consciously. If you're doing it consciously, we all have this conversation and we understand each other. Like, we get this. So anyway, so looked at a couple of pieces of property, some amazing people. 2 people offered me places to put my camper. And in exchange for that, in the mornings I'll get up, when I'm there, and I'm just there 1 or 2 days a week there, so it's not much, but it's a start for me to make a transition. And again, everything we're doing, we're talking about how do we make these transitions. So this might help some people, it may not help some people, my personal experience, but through the other experiences that I'm going to be showing, that we are going to be sharing here on these videos, is how people are making those shifts into conscious living, how they're making their living, how they're doing what inspires them. And I'm not, we don't want to downplay what we've done in the past as far as jobs in the corporate world, but what we've done in the past prepared us for what we're doing now. And we've all been down that corporate road, many of us. And luckily some of the younger people today haven't had to go down that road because they were able to be inspired and do what was in front of them, and their family supported that. And that's happened throughout time, but we really are coming out of a time now where it's time for that shift to happen. So anyway, you guys tell us, you got several things going on. You're doing events. You're doing several events for some really amazing causes. How does UT see it? The opinions and all that that are expressed here are not necessarily those of the channel, but they're good opinions, because I don't know what your opinions are yet. But it's all such good stuff. And here's the important part. Whether you like or don't like some of the things on here, this is just an expression of individual people's personalities and where they're going with their lives. It's not meant to do anything other than show you where they feel inspired and where they feel loved and inspired by us. And, you may agree or you may not agree with however they live, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to share with each other no matter what, and no judgment of any kind. And so I just want to say that as we go into really some very amazing creative friends that, again, started a band and have been on a journey, and I'm glad to call you my friends. So.
Likewise. Well, it's definitely been a journey, and we're very grateful for how we've gotten here. It's been some luck, like everybody else, but a lot of hard work, and as far as community goes and stuff like that, is that where we're going into?
Yeah, let's just keep your voice going that way so people can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, going into go there.
What aspect of community would you like to get into? It's a very broad thing.
Well, let's talk about your community. Let's talk about the community you've created with your artist friends, the people that live and share space with you, the music, the work you do in music through that community. Let's talk about some of that stuff.
Okay. As far as we used to have a small community of people here, the entire band, which was 6 people plus my wife. She wasn't part of the band at the time. It's Fable. But honestly, that came to it was a really good thing for a while, and it came to a really bad place after a while. And now half of those people are gone, and this is the whole band minus the drummer Earth. Shout out, love you, dude. Hope you get to see us.
Yeah, I'm not in band.
But I mean, as far as our community inside of our house, it's we've learned a lot through living with people. We've had roommates in the past, and community is not easy, is what I've realized. No matter how you do it, it takes conscious work. Just like relationships are not easy, they take a lot of conscious work, working out the hard shit. And it's so gray. You never know when to hang on, when to let go, and how to move forward. It's all case by case, everybody's situation. So community in a very personal setting, like we had it all living together, that's didn't work out for us. We still, some of us still live together. But community as far as Chattanooga, we absolutely love Chattanooga and the world beyond. We love being a part of all the weird things that happen here. When we first started coming to Chattanooga, we were just involved in several projects, the Free Garden Community Projects. We started this tag initiative to get people being more sustainable. And then we got to the event throwing. We've done the Chattanooga Earth Day rally for the last 2 years and got a lot of plans for upcoming stuff. But we love Chattanooga's, at least I love Chattanooga's sense of community. It's a pretty diverse place as far as places I've been in the South anyways. It's pretty diverse, pretty accepting. It's got a little bit of everything. So we like to just plug ourselves wherever we can, make shit weird, and challenge ideas. And
But see, the weird is so good. That's what I love about that.
It's the
Chattanooga
fun
weird.
stuff.
It's the fun stuff. It just makes you smile. It puts a smile on your face. So your singing career is new, right?
Yes.
I'm really inspired by you on that because you know me, I want to be singer forever my whole life and never had the courage to do it, right? And tell me about it. What's it like moving into a new phase of who you are?
It's a lot of fun. I always wanted to sing, and I just never really had the courage to do it. I'm not a very outspoken person, and being on stage terrifies me. But it actually felt really good. Like I felt like I was really defeating those fears. Sorry, I was just saying it felt like I was defeating these fears that were holding me back for so long.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into the community thing too. It made me feel like I belonged to something. For years or at least a couple of years, I've seen the band Dream Collective, kind of develop this bond with each other. They all became very, very close, and and I was always there. Whenever I could be to see the shows, or a lot of the time I got to watch them practice and stuff. But it felt really good to become a part of that and have a sense of belonging to a sort of miniature community in itself.
Well, and all I can do is go back to the time where we all met together, and Meshach was there, and whole bunches of other people. But
He was a baby Meshach.
he was a baby.
just
He was a baby
little
Meshach. He was a little Meshach, and his hair was really short. No, it wasn't. It was kind of like just.
No, it was short.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
Was it?
It
But it was more
short.
froey, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
good.
Short.
Yeah. Anyway, he's all grown up now.
Volleyball.
Well,
See these reminiscing eyes.
yeah.
Just over here reminiscing.
But that's what and I do bring this up sometimes in the video blogs, the blogs. It's just that for me, my inspiration started when I met these people. It changed my entire life. These people and a whole bunch more, and we called it Community Chi. And so that's my reference point. It was, my reference point is when it's so good and you're living in conscious acting 3, 5, 4-dimensional whatever, and you're watching amazing things happen around you every day, and there's just nothing but love all around you, and that happens for a long time. You're like, oh, this is what it can be like, and then once you see it, isn't it like anything other, when you get a conscious download, something from spirit, God, source, light, science, whatever you identify that as, when that comes through and you get it, you already know it. You know that's real. So therefore that becomes your truth. When you see it, when you can see whatever it is that you're moving toward, or you've had an experience that takes you from here to here, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've got all this space to play in to get back there. So we're learning as we go. And, these people help take me there. So I'm not going to linger on that today. Let's talk about your events, because these guys, I think, are doing some groundbreaking, loving work in everything they do. We held a Unity University celebration last year in Blairsville, and these guys sponsored it, man. And they brought the music out, and Blairsville had never seen it. Blairsville, Georgia had never seen anything like what we put on, and it was gentle, and it was kind, and it was... And actually, I had one guy come up to me after that event, or during that event, and he goes, you're the ones throwing this? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I thought that when I got this flyer, I thought it was a joke. Like a 22-year-old guy, and he got the flyer. He goes, I thought this was a joke. Wow. That you can't go out and have a festival that says, for one day, can we honor all people and not judge people, and walk around with those people and just have a brilliant and lovely day. And for the mindset to be in a society, for their younger people to say, this has got to be a joke. No, it wasn't too good to be true. And that is what we're doing. And that's what these guys are doing with the things that are inspiring them, or that's being brought to them, through synchronicity. So what are you doing?
We're really just trying to keep our hands in whatever we can put our hands in. There's no way to save the world. The world doesn't need saved. It'd be quite boring without all the drama and theatrics of it. So, as we evolve, the whole epic of humanity, it's just, we're following our convictions, wherever we feel led to be. There are no saints here. No sainthood. We're not looking to be saints. Just wherever.
Bring people together.
Name one.
Bring people together. People do good because it makes them feel good, and that's what we're doing. It's not even all. It's just trying to bring people together. Challenge ideas more than anything. Me personally, as the rapper in the group, known controversial, I like to challenge ideas. I know these people like to challenge ideas, and just push the conversation forward, wherever the hell that means. We're definitely learning all along the way, humbled over and over and over again, with our own inability to figure out what to do. So we're just plugging ourselves in wherever our convictions and our potentials lie, and who knows what that amounts to.
Do you want to talk about any of them that are coming up or that you've done? You did have a little bit, but let's get a little more into something. Let's dig in a little bit to one of the causes.
One of the things that we were just talking about this earlier. One of the things that I think is most crucial to the United States growth, people inside the United States anyways, is a livable wage. There's obviously a lot of controversy around the idea. There's famous arguments made for both sides. Burger flippers and EMTs making the same rate and all that. There's a lot of interesting conflict and ideas surrounding the whole idea. But there's a lot of good information too to build off of. So one of the big passion projects for me that I would like to see happen is to raise the minimum wage here in Chattanooga. But we've done 5 events over the last year and a half since we got into it, and this has been one of the more intimidating ones because it's a big process. I'm glad that in the United States we have democracy and a democratic process, and things do take a while to get through. But it's been challenging, it's been humbling, it's something I would like to see done. We'd also like to see legalization like every other state, see people get out of prison profiteering. That's obviously tied in with marijuana legalization. I could get into it for hours as far as prison profiteering, because that's where my heart really truly lies. Humans who make money off the incarceration off other humans. But these are big goal projects that we hope to keep generating the ability to mobilize people, to keep growing that ability, because these are problems that we want to face. Some of the events that we've already done, first one was just trying to raise money for a local food cause, Feed the Dream. And then we went on to do an event called Grow Nooga, where we invited everybody out in the town who had projects that they need volunteers for, good causes, to bring their stuff out there. We brought a bouncy house and set up stage and so on and so forth.
Was that the one that blew away?
No, that was the first Earth Day rally.
Oh, man.
Well, it was an Earth Day rally.
Blew away. It got blown away.
The first Earth Day rally, it was an Earth Day rally, and it was down at Coolidge Park. No, not Coolidge. Ross's Landing.
Yeah.
And it opened up a huge storm in the middle. It was beautiful. Things were flying everywhere. It was great. But the next year, it was at Coolidge Park, and it got rained out again. Had to move it. And we also have, we want to celebrate the divine feminine in all of us here in Chattanooga, and to show support and solidarity to all the beliefs of Chattanooga. So we also want to do a goddess festival coming up, which will be really fun. We talked earlier, we talked a little bit about it earlier, and I don't want to give the wrong idea. I am passionate toward the idea of the goddess festival. I want to see it have most people come together. But more than anything, I want to see this inability to survive on 725 to come to an end. And way beyond all that, the prison profiteering. So that's where, for us, that's what it all leads to, is where we feel our convictions to head toward that, to raise awareness in those areas. And hopefully we can bring people together, make people feel included, and because that's what community, the best part of community is feeling wanted, you know, or feel like you belong, like you have
You've got family, man, whether it's spiritual or blood.
Well, something to contribute to, you know.
Yeah,
it can be
man.
really important to feel like you're doing something, whatever that may be, as pretentious as it may seem, you know. It's get out there and do what you want. Makes you feel good, go make it happen.
Yeah, and like we're doing today, it's like if you're watching this and you have something to contribute, you'd like to be a part of this, you know, all of us working together to show people what we're doing. You'd like to maybe make a video with me, or any of these people maybe that you see, maybe you have something to contribute, and that would be inspiring to them or yourself, or talk to us, you know. Again, you get my email, and I'll direct, if you send me emails, I'll direct them to wherever they need to go. If say your names again.
Aries.
Fable.
In Hades.
Dream Collective, the best kind of collective. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And he sings too, and plays the guitar, and dances. And anyway, so my email address is chilife, not chilife with Bates Reed @gmail.com. Of course, this YouTube station, please share this with your friends if you like where we're going, and sharing. And subscribe to the channel, please.
Like and subscribe, and find
Like and
Dream
subscribe.
Collective on YouTube as well. Dream Collective on Facebook.
Yeah.
Dream Collective on Spotify.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck you can type Dream Collective, go find it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. It's wonderful stuff. Thank you. And do you have anything?
Hades.
Hades.
It's been sealed pretty nicely.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time, and I'm missing anything. Sending love and peace and blessings to you all, and holding you in the most honorable space of who you are. Have a beautiful day, and namaste, namaskar.
You can do it.
All right.